is a glorious day in Jacksonville, Florida at the Gator Bowl as the Bulldogs and the Gators settle in for their annual renewal. There is scarcely a whisper of wind. The temperature mid-70s. The St. Johns River so beautifully blue. It's truly a remarkable setting. The colors are red and orange. And the Georgia Bulldogs, ranked number 4 in the nation at 7-1. The Florida Gators 5-3. The Florida Gators have won the toss, and they will be receiving to start this football game. And we have had some entertainment for you already today, and we anticipate this one will be just as entertaining. Here's the series record, and though Georgia has a substantial edge in the series and have won the last 3, they have not been easy. That 26-21 win a year ago involved the great miracle play where Buck Belue hit Lindsay Scott with 1 minute and 3 seconds remaining on a 93-yard touchdown play, and that was the play that opened the door ultimately for Georgia to become the national champion for the first time. So the preamble is done. The stage is set, and we're about ready to go for this renewal of the fracas they call the biggest cocktail party in the South, the Dogs and the Gators. Georgia 7-1, Florida 5-3. And the young man who does the kicking for the University of Georgia has become quite a story. He is a freshman out of Stone Mountain. His name is Kevin Butler. And in 1981, he has really been something. He's hit 15 out of 21 field goals. And his first field goal today will tie a Southeastern Conference record at 16 in a season. Lorenzo Hampton, number 7, is the deep man for the Florida Gators. He's the man in the middle. And the game is on. Hampton comes up at the 5. Got a hole in the middle, but he is tripped up as he reaches the 24. The University of Florida opens with Wayne Peace. He's a big fellow, 217 pounds. Tough. James Jones, their primary running back, 236. Steve Miller, the tailback. Little guy, but he can scoot. Spencer Jackson, a top pass receiver at the flanker position. Broughton Lang is the split end. He's also small, but he's also very, very quick. So here come the Gators up for the first offensive play of the day. They play on real grass here in the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville. And Peace goes straight back, sets up and goes over the middle with it. The pass is complete to the fullback. Coming out of the backfield, James Jones. He runs for a first down out to about the 37. He picked up 13 yards. Up front, Dan Plonk is 251 a tackle. Ryan Frazier, a guard at 240 pounds. The center is Phil Bromley, 228. Buddy Schulteis at 256 pounds a guard. Danny Fike a tackle at 274. And the tight end is Mike Malarkey, 242. They're big enough, but they're very young. First down from the 37. It goes outside to the tailback, Miller. And Miller can't get much around the corner. He picks up about 3. Defensively for the University of Georgia, they line up this way. Up front, it is Dale Carver, Jimmy Payne, Eddie Weaver, Tim Crow, Freddie Gilbert. Linebackers Nate Taylor, Tommy Thurston. The defensive secondary, Ron Harris, coming out of San Diego Junior College, Mesa. Very good player. Dale Williams, Steve Kelly, and Tim Bobo. Harris has been a particularly important personality in the Georgia defensive secondary. It is second down and about 6. Give him the better part of 4 yards on the carry, and Peace goes back to throw. Straight back. Gets it off over the middle. The pass caught for the fullback, close to the first down, out around the 47.
One thing we talked about was Peace's ability to scramble. He is big and strong. The coaches say, Keith, he could play linebacker, which means he is tough. On that pass, he got out of the rush, completed for a near first down, just a few inches.
For those of you who have been watching Nebraska-Oklahoma State, welcome to the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville. Keith Jackson, Frank Broyles, and Steve Davis. We are now in the first offensive series of the ball game. Florida on 3rd down and a half a yard. Jonell Brown is in it. Full house backfield. They go to the big fullback, Jones, and Jones takes it down to the Georgia 48, and it's first down, Florida. No score, first quarter of play with 13:08 to go.
Florida on this first possession has been very impressive, Keith. First play of the ball game, a completed pass, good run, another completed pass. They've got Georgia a little bit nervous.
I would imagine the Georgia folks, their team favored in this ball game, not by a lot, but favored nonetheless, are nervous to see you and I here and our ABC people here, because everywhere we've been lately, we've had upset. Peace gets it off over the middle. The pass is complete down to the Georgia 21, and Steve Miller, who had shifted out of the tailback into a wingback position, made the catch.
Steve, it's a very interesting story on Steve Miller. He wrote the Florida coaches this summer. He wanted to walk on. He still doesn't have a scholarship, but we're in the 8th game of the season, and he's now starting and playing a key role. You can see him at the bottom of the screen. He's lined up at wingback. He's working man for man on the linebacker, and you can see he's got one step right there. Good throw. Number 60, Thurston, could not make the play.
First down at the Georgia 19, and pressure on Peace. He's shirt-tailed. He gets away. He's a big, strong kid. Georgia sacks him. Jimmy Payne was the man that grabbed him by the arm, and Freddie Gilbert is the man that put him down for the Bulldogs. It's a loss of 12 yards.
Georgia has a great defensive line that is excellent at rushing the passer. Payne and Gilbert are truly outstanding. One 6'5", and the other one 6'4", has great speed.
The ball is marked outside the Georgia 31 now as the Gators suffer a big loss. It is second down, 22. Georgia in the red, Florida in the white. Peace getting good protection. His pass is away. His pass is complete. No, it isn't. Let's see. No.
Yes, it is.
No. They waved it off. They said no. Faulkner couldn't control it as he came down with it, trying to make a acrobatic effort out of it. The ball, if it had been on target with something on it, it would have been a touchdown.
Faulkner, number 80, the tight end's going right down the middle. Remember that Georgia's in a 2-deep secondary. No safety man. You can see how wide open Faulkner is. And the ball is just a little bit long. Let's see if we can tell.
Nope.
I don't know. That's just
close.
A tough call.
Well, it was a tough call. So it is third down and 22 as Peace comes back, getting pressure. He's sacked behind the line of scrimmage. Jimmy Payne, a junior out of Athens, did it. The defensive right tackle, 6'4", 243, and the ball moves all the way back now outside the Georgia 40.
One thing that Georgia's going to try to do is rush Payne from one side, Gilbert from the other. Both have excellent speed, forcing Florida's defensive tackles to try to block them. I believe that Georgia will outquick Florida's offensive tackles.
Both teams have outstanding kicking games. Joe Borukevich, a senior out of Willingboro, New Jersey, back in punt formation with Steve Kelly, the deep man for Georgia. The kick is away. A hanger. Florida's got good coverage downfield. It takes a Georgia bounce, and it'll be marked inside the 15. So the Georgia defense does its job as they turn away the Florida Gators in their first possession. Next, we'll see Georgia with the ball. Red for Georgia, orange for Florida. And the Georgia Bulldogs, the designated home team for this game, come up with the ball just short of their own 14. Buck Belue is your quarterback, with Ronnie Stewart and Herschel Walker lined up in an eye behind him. It's Walker. He cuts it back and he goes to the 19 for 5. Herschel's longest run this year has been for 32 yards, which means they're keying on him. Buck Belue, the senior from Valdosta, is the quarterback. Ronnie Stewart is the fullback, and he's an outstanding blocker. Herschel Walker, of course, you know all about this big sophomore from Wrightsville. Lindsay Scott, who won this game a year ago, and Lon Buckler, the split end. And it's second down and 5 for the Bulldogs. They give it to Walker again. Herschel runs it right up the pipe, and he gets it out close to a first down. The offensive front for the University of Georgia. Warren Gray, 239 tackle. Mike Wayne Radloff, rather, is a 240-pound guard. Joe Happy, the center, at 240. James Brown, the other guard's a big guy at 245. And Jimmy Harper, the tackle, at 270, with Clarence Kay, number 84, at 225. And Georgia uses its tight ends quite a bit. It was a first down for the Bulldogs at the 24. Belue to Walker. There's a little student body left, and Herschel cuts it back. And he breaks a tackle, and he breaks another one, and he goes to the 40. A gain of 16 yards. Walker with 3 carries, 26 yards.
Watch Walker when he sees the opening, a little bit of daylight. He's just walking outside a little bit. Now he sees the daylight, cuts right back inside, lowers his shoulder. You can notice that when a defensive back hits him high, he just doesn't go down. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the ball game.
It is a first down, obviously, as he gained the 16. This time he gets 2. Tom Wiegman, weak side linebacker, came after him. Here's your setup for the Florida defensive unit. Johnson, Galloway, Fisher, and Jones, line, and Marshall. Marshall is something special. You'll see him a lot today. Jackson and Wiegman, your linebackers. Secondary, McKeever, Curry, Gilliam, and Lilly. Just outside the 41, with Carney Norris now in at tailback. Walker out of there to get a breather. Belue's going to throw it. Pulls it down, nobody open. Runs it for a yard gain. Uga. Walking around the hotel lobby this morning, as docile a critter as you'll ever see, but the visage is special.
That's a mean, tough look. Georgia hopes their players have that same feeling.
Walker is back. Norris out at tailback. 3rd down and 8 for the Bulldogs at the 43. No score, first quarter. 6 minutes and 35 seconds to go in period number 1. Belue will put it up. Having trouble finding anybody. Now he lifts it out to the left side, and the pass is caught. It is short, however, of a first down, as the Gators read it well, and Fernando Jackson came through there to get Herschel.
Buck Belue is a good scrambler himself, but he didn't get the pass downfield enough for the first down.
It was Lindsay Scott, I guess it was, that pulled it down. Walker was in the same neighborhood. They were looking downfield trying to find Norris Brown, the tight end, and he was well covered. So it's kicking time as Broadway comes in to punt, and Ivory Curry is the deep man for Florida. Not much pressure. Spins it downfield. Curry makes the catch at the 14. Look out. Look out. He's got a convoy, but he's caught from behind. He's exciting. He brought the ball back to the 29. Run down by Scott Williams. First down for the Gators now from their own 29. No score in the first quarter. And Wayne Peace gets it over the middle. The pass is intercepted. And the penalty flag goes down. You may very well get an interference call on Kelly. The pass was intended for Malarkey. He came in and spun Malarkey around. And I think you're going to get interference against Georgia.
Let's watch it again. We'll see the interference. Peace is going to drop back. He's looking right down the middle. Georgia's in a 2-deep secondary. But up in the left corner, you're going to see Kelly, number 23, come right in front of Malarkey and knocks him down, and it was clearly interference.
Peace, a little stand up. He's got a lot of room on the right side. He pulls it down. He weighs 217. He'll take a lick, and he takes one as Ron Harris makes contact with him and rides him out. So the first quarter is over here at the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville, Florida. No score between Georgia and Florida. Those folks couldn't get tickets. That's why they're both whipping down the St. John River.
Well, maybe they've got a TV set. As we look at the stats, we see Florida leads in first downs, but what is conspicuous, they still haven't established any run. They lead in passing. Georgia leads in rushing. What Georgia's got to do is get a little more passing going, and if Florida wants to win, they've got to get a little more running going.
Wayne Peace 6 out of 13 so far in his passing. Stands up with that quick pop, goes sharply with it, and the pass works to Lang, and Lang is up around the 34 and may well have a first down. Broughton Lang is only 5'7", 166, sophomore out of Miami, but he sure is quick.
One of those walk-ons that makes good. Just walked on 2 years ago.
Gotta go, Ronnie, gotta go. Quick pass, quick pass, quick pass.
Pass is away, pass good to Miller. Miller is on the chalk at the 39. He got 5.
What we're seeing is Georgia blitzing again. They found that they need to add the blitz to their regular 4-man rush. They had 8 people coming. No one was covering Miller, releasing out of the backfield.
Fellow who made the play in the secondary is Terry Hogue, a sophomore out of Huntsville, Texas. And Hogue made a very big play for Georgia in the Sugar Bowl game against Notre Dame last year as a freshman. 2nd down and 5. He puts it up, Lang downfield, too long. Lang never had a chance.
Peace had to throw the ball before he wanted to, Keith, because the blitz once again was on, knowing that he's not going to have a great deal of time. He tried to lay it up very high and let Lang run under it, but it was a bad throw.
With a 3-step drop, though, you're not going to have a lot of time for a team like Georgia.
No, you know, he was going to fake the quick and let the receiver fake and then go deep, but it didn't work.
On 3rd and 5. Going to run it with Jones. James Jones is across the 45 to the 46, and that's a Gator first down. So James Jones at 6'3", 236 from Pompano Beach keeps the Gators moving.
Jamie Jones has a 5.6-yard average per rush. He has been Florida's rushing game.
One reason that looks so bright on one side, the orange color isn't that bright, and the sun's still shining on about half of the Gator Bowl. First down, Florida at their own 46. This time a deeper drop by Peace, goes down the middle with it. He's got Miller out there. He's got the ball. He's gone. Touchdown, Gators. Comes out to go for the extra point for the Florida Gators as Tim Bobo got burned by Miller coming out of that wingback's position. The kick is good at 5 minutes and 31 seconds to play in the first half. The Florida Gators strike through the air for the touchdown.
Keith, isn't that a great story with Miller being a walk-on, starting his first ball game today, getting in behind the strong safety. One thing Bill Lewis, the defensive coordinator, told me is he hopes that he can keep Bobo back deep. He knows he doesn't have the speed to cover Miller. It's a man-to-man situation, and you can see how far in behind Miller, number 20, just a walk-on this year, playing in his first season at Florida, gets in behind Bobo, number 32. It's a blitz, man-for-man coverage, but Peace looks down the middle and finally just lays it up. Look at that power. Isn't that beautiful? Just lays it right in the breadbasket for the touchdown. And there's a happy coach, Charlie Pell.
Clark to kick it off. The deep people for Georgia are Lindsay Scott and Herschel Walker. Double trouble back there to return the kick. Knuckleball. Walker lets it go right through his hands. He's got to cover it in the end zone.
He doesn't have to run it out.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Tim Newton was down there. He did not have to run it out.
No, the impetus to put the ball in the end zone was supplied by the kick, not by Herschel. You can see the ball is bouncing, and Herschel did not apply the impetus. The ball, the kick takes it in the end zone. He has to go back and return it. Cover it, I mean, but he doesn't have to get it out of the end zone. It would have been Georgia's ball on the 20 had he been alert.
Last three possessions for Georgia, their own 2, their own 8, and now again their own 2. And Belue gives the ball off inside. Fumble! Ronnie Stewart fumbled it, and Florida's got it at the Georgia 5. One of the big guys in the middle came up with a football. Let's see if we can find him.
Whoever he did, Keith, he knocked that ball right out of there. That's what we call a contact fumble. I believe it was Jackson,
Yep,
number
Jackson.
49. The ball pops right out, and I mean it popped out. Just a great tackle by Jackson, number 49.
And it's 1st and goal to go. Florida at the Georgia 5, an 8-man front for the Georgia Bulldogs, and they go to Jones, the fullback. Breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage. He got away from Jimmy Payne, and he goes down to the 2.
Well, you want to be careful when you go against Georgia on the goal line, and be sure you get an offensive headgear on every defensive player. That's all you need inside the 5. You have a chance to score if you just block all the people, just get a standstill. A tie is all you need here.
Florida trying to get its 2nd touchdown on the board in the first half. Full house backfield. Quarterback Peace surges. He gets a little bit.
Keep one thing that's been the problem with Florida's offense. They haven't been able to stick the ball in the end zone with regularity.
They need about a foot for the touchdown.
They've been stopped many, many times short of the touchdown, having to go for the field goal. But they shouldn't here. 2 tries to get 1 yard.
Full house backfield again. Look for Jones to get it. Nope, Peace keeps it. Dive. He's not there.
Well, if you don't get a quick signal, you're not likely to get it. None of the officials have signaled a touchdown.
It is 4th and goal.
You go for it. I believe he must go for it. This close to the goal line. If he can't put it in from the 1-foot line, 2 tries to go 1 yard. As we say in coaching, we don't deserve to score.
Why don't you give it to the back to go over the top?
Jones is 235-pound fullback. They lined up and must be going to run left, Keith.
They give it to Jones, and he's got a touchdown. The extra point try by Clark out of Jim Gainey's hole at 3:37 to go in the first half is good. So the Florida Gators have threatened a couple of times. They finally put one on a 54-yard pass run play. Peace to Miller, and Georgia turns it over to him on the 5, and on 4th and goal from about 6 inches away, they give the ball to James Jones, and he breaks the plane to the goal line.
But Keith,
just
he is
barely.
Only on 2nd effort. He was stopped short of the touchdown, and he twisted, made himself narrow at the shoulders, and he penetrated the goal line.
The bridges standing out almost white against the deep blue of the St. John River, which sits right beyond the eaves of the Gator Bowl here in Jacksonville. Stunning, beautiful day. Almost no wind at all. Temperature middle 70s. Clark will kick it from the 35. Clark's kick, good one. It is Walker a yard deep in the end zone. He's a skater. You see him change directions, keeping those feet low, steps short, and he runs it up to about the 29. Buckler has been the man that's been open quite a bit on the pass patterns. They go short over the middle to Walker coming out of the backfield, and Herschel is up to the 41, 42 as Fernando Jackson again makes the play. Looks like, Frank, that Fernando has been said, wherever 34 goes, you go after him.
Well, that's not unreasonable to say that. I think that's what he does, is just key right on Walker. I'd put him right on him every play.
Belue to put it up again. He throws to Norris Brown. Brown had his hands on it, took a wicked hit from Tony Lilly, and couldn't hang on, and Brown is shaken up.
one thing the safety man is supposed to do, if they throw that tight end, you're supposed to make him pay for it. You're going to see a perfect illustration. Brown is vulnerable. He's up in the air, and you can see that he gets hit from the side, and the ball pops out incomplete.
2nd down and 10. Belue. He goes deep to the right side, and the pass is caught. The pass is caught by Scott Williams. The Florida defensive man fell down trying to stay with him, and if he had not gone out of bounds, he'd have scored.
He was all the way behind the Florida secondary. You can see it's a throwback pattern, and Scott Williams is going right out the line of scrimmage and down the field. Number 30, you can see that 93 Wigman is trying to cover him. Johnson, is trying to cover him, the defensive end.
This time Williams can't quite hang on. He got one hand on it, but he couldn't get the handle, and so it falls incomplete. And the other linebacker, Jackson, had dropped off to cover in the short zone. Well, what they're trying to do now is to get those quick people out there one-on-one with linebackers.
Johnson is 6'3" and weighs 225 pounds, and he was covering the tight end all the way down the field, and he tripped, and the pass was completed.
The ball is sitting at the Florida 24. 2nd down and 10 for Georgia. 40 seconds to play in the first half. Pass short, pass complete to Lindsay Scott. No, it's Herschel Walker. And Walker, touchdown! Herschel Walker circles out of the backfield and takes it into the corner, and the Bulldogs are on the board with 31 seconds to play in the first half. Kevin Butler for the extra point try. Broadway, the punter, puts it down. Butler hits it.
Keith, that was just perfect illustration of poise by the quarterback, waiting. If you watch Belue, he's going to look downfield, wait for the receivers to push the linebackers and the backs deep. Walker circles right out of the backfield. Then his 9.2 speed gets him into the end zone. Watch it. He slows down, gives a little inside fake, then turns on the speed. Curry, number 26, might have a chance. No, he can't get him.
First half is over. And at halftime, it's a 14-7 Florida lead. And here's Steve.
Coach, you've got to be pleased with everything that happened that first half except that last drive.
Well, they got some big plays. We got some big plays. It's the type of game we knew it would be. We just got to hold on for about 75 more plays. That's going to be hard.
Coach, what are you going to tell your kids at halftime?
Play one game at a time, 5 seconds long. We got about 70 of them to go.
Okay, Coach. Thank you very much. Coach Seeley, what are we going to do in the second half?
Well, it's just like a typical Georgia-Florida game. We had a bad spurt in there. Florida played well, but one big play by Herschel, I think, has got us back in it. So what you're going to see is a great second half of football.
What kind of adjustments did you make on defense?
Well, we wanted to try to take the fullback from heading to 5 and 8, 10 yards of ball control that they've been able to do by hitting the corner. And we can't give them the cheap touchdown that we did. We just we were in man defense, and the guy didn't cover it.
Okay, thanks. Keith?
The kickoff is in the air. It goes to Lindsay Scott at the goal line, and Scott looks to the left sideline, fumbles the football, and it is out of bounds. Now, did Florida possess it?
Still
No.
Georgia's ball.
Florida did not possess it. Scott Marshall came down and hit him. A Florida man almost caught it on the fly, but then he couldn't hang on to it, and here's how it happened, and what a lucky break for Georgia.
It is a lucky break. Lindsay Scott is a wide receiver, not a running back. He's got the ball on the inside arm where the helmet just hit it head up and knocked it right out. Florida could have recovered it. They couldn't grab the handle, and they went right out of bounds. Georgia's ball.
Ooh, they're lucky. At the 14, first down for the Bulldogs. They give it to Walker. Walker is spun down about the line of scrimmage very quickly. Buck Belue at quarterback, Ronnie Stewart full, Herschel Walker the tailback, Scott flanker, and Buckler the split end. Up front, it's Gray, Radloff, Happy, who's a brand new daddy. Brown, Harper, and Brown. And second down and 10 for Georgia. Walker's carried 17 times, 67 yards. This is the 18th carry, and he tacks on some here as he gets it out to the 21-22. Picked up 8 yards on the carry. The defensive unit now for Florida. Alonzo Johnson is a linebacker, defensive end. Freshman David Galloway, that big fella, 274. Robin Fisher, the nose guard, 240. And Alton Jones at 245. Wilbur Marshall at 233, a sophomore. And Fernando Jackson, who had an outstanding first half, at 207. Tom Wiegman at 225. Here's the pass thrown to the short man in the middle, and the pass is completed. It is Norris Brown, the tight end, dragging across the middle, and Buck Belue threw a heck of a pass to get that ball into his hand, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Belue was reading the strong safety. He has two receivers. Scott outside, Brown inside. He chose Brown very wisely, puts it right on the money, and Georgia is moving with a first down.
And once again, it is a Belue pass that does it.
You can see the ball was low, right on the target, right at belt buckle. Perfect throw.
Walker steps his way through there, goes from the 45 down near the Florida 45. He may be just short of his first down. He has now carried the ball 26 times for 110 yards, and it's the 16th time in his career that he has gained 100 yards or more in a game.
And Georgia's only lost once, I believe, when he has rushed for over 100 yards.
That was in the Clemson game when they laid it on the ground 9 times. They lost it 9 times.
Yes, they did. 5 interceptions and 4 fumbles. Herschel had 2 in that ball game.
All right, second down and a yard for the first down. Florida sets a 5-man front, and they give it to Walker. Walker going for his first down, and he's got it. No, it's not Walker. It's Stewart, the fullback, 33.
Ronnie Stewart has over a 6-yard average for Georgia this year because everybody is so preoccupied with what Walker is doing. He kind of sneaks through on the quick hitters and made the first down.
The football is sitting at the Florida 44. We've got exactly 5 minutes to play in the third quarter.
First down is an awfully good time to throw the ball against Florida.
Well, they've got a 6-man front up there, and they're going to put it up. Belue on a roll, gets it away just as Marshall decks him, and the pass is completed to Lindsay Scott on the far sideline.
The reason I say it's a good time to throw because Florida is in a base defense on first down most of the time. There's no blitz. You can see Belue has plenty of time to find the receiver Scott open on the boundary. It's just going to be a turnout pattern, 1-on-1. Wide open. All Belue's got to do is get the ball in, and of course Scott cradles it in as McKeever 47 makes the play.
And he gets a Georgia first down at the Florida 31. Bulldogs are moving the ball here in the third quarter. They go to Walker. Walker shakes one man in the backfield. Bangs in there and gets 3, maybe 4 before Fernando Jackson can put him down.
That was a typical illustration of Walker and how strong he is, Keith, up in the upper body. Someone hit him in the backfield for a loss, and it just didn't stop him. He went right on in for some yardage. Herschel Walker, number 34.
Give him 3. He now has 27 carries and 113 yards. Back it goes to Walker, and he runs into a stack down around the 26 of Florida. Tough, solid team coached by Chuck Knox. Belue's pass flipped over the middle of the fullback line. Stewart. Stewart's got it big. He's down to the 12-yard line. So Buck Belue throwing on the move as he was dropping back. Gets Georgia down to the Florida 12.
Watch it again as you see Ronnie Stewart, number 33. He's going to fake a block just right over the line of scrimmage, and Buck gets the ball to him, and watch Stewart run for the goal line. Makes one man miss it. Makes a nice gain for the first down.
That time Ronnie wrapped both arms around that thing, too.
Boy, well, he's thinking. That's what he should do. All he wants is keep that football.
Oh, just short of the 12. They go to Herschel with it. Herschel is caught behind the line of scrimmage and brought down behind the line of scrimmage. 67, Alton Jones in on the play, along with the nose guard, Robin Fisher.
Boy, that Robin Fisher is a fine football player, Keith. I've looked at the film. He's only 6 feet, 240, but he runs a 4.6 in the 40-yard dash, extreme quickness, and he has the ability to tackle the players on sweeps.
Lost 4, second down, and 14 from the Florida 16. Scott goes in motion. Belue looks for him, throws toward him, hits him. He didn't hang on. Coming across is Tony Lilly to strip the ball away.
You're going to watch Scott go down and break out, and you're going to see how closely he is covered. But Belue is right on the target. I think Scott holds the ball momentarily, and then he dropped his Lilly number 18, strips him free of the ball. Great play by the safety man, Lilly.
Yeah, because I think Lindsay had enough of a grip on it to retain it.
He should have retained it. He had time to catch it, and he should have held on to it with both hands, not try to put it away.
12th play for Georgia. They started back on their 21. Belue back. He puts it in the air over the middle to Herschel Walker. Walker, touchdown!
You're going to see Walker again take a block, go right over the line of scrimmage, but watch the run as Curry, number 26, tries to hit him high. Keith, that's what we're talking about.
Cannot hold him high.
You cannot. With Curry weighing 185 pounds, you've got to tackle Walker at the ankles.
The kick by Butler is good. 2 minutes and 8 seconds to play in the third quarter, and we are all even at 14. And once again, Buck Belue does a masterful job of using all of his tools and sending Georgia downfield 79 yards for the tying touchdown. Well, it's the same old Donnybrook, isn't it? 14-14, 2:08 to play in the third quarter.
Keith Vince Dooley was saying to his team, the Georgia-Florida game is always a 15-rounder.
It is that. Butler will kick it off, and Hampton is the deep man. It's a high hanger. At the goal line, Hampton's coming. He cut away from the wedge, and he paid for it. He gets dropped by Stan Dooley back around the 13. The numbers on the Georgia scoring drive and the numbers on Herschel in there in pass receiving, 4 for 55, his second touchdown of the day. Belue now is 10 out of 18 for 152 yards and responsible for the 2 touchdowns.
Belue's had tremendous poise on both of their touchdown drives.
Ball is back now near the 5-yard line, and the Gators going to try to keep it on the ground and give it to Steve Miller. Miller gets it out to about the 7, and that's it. Again, go back to the play. Now watch on the left-hand side, number 61 Weaver, and then number 50.
The block is illegal because Weaver is being blocked by the right guard, Schulteis, and when Bromley throws at his knee, you can see the risk of injury. The rule has just been in the book 2 years, Keith.
And it's a good one. Second down. The ball is at the 7. They've got to go to the 24 to get a first down. They try a little swing pass out of the backfield to Miller, and it's not there. And so right now, the Georgia Bulldogs would seem to have momentum in their colors, wouldn't it?
They definitely do, and momentum plays such a big factor in any football game. You can see that Georgia, the way they line up, the gate by the way they take their position, they believe they're going to win this football game. Their defense can do it for them. It has in the past.
Florida's tried to run the ball 30 times today, and I say try because they've only picked up 33 yards on 30 carries. Third down. And it's still about 17. He's in trouble in the end zone. Tries to throw it away.
And it's a safety if he calls. Nope, he didn't do it. He let the pass be a legal pass.
Jimmy Payne was the man that was climbing his wagon, and he was able to unload it.
Let's look and watch Jimmy Payne and just see how he is so effective as a pass rusher. Number 87, right on your left of your screen. Look at his hand. Boy, was he quick. He went right by fight number 69. And you can see he's got Peace in his grasp, and Peace very wisely gets rid of it to avoid the safety.
I thought it was down.
I did too. I thought it was illegal grounding, which would have been a safety.
Borakevich hits it out of there. Saylor, good kick. Drives Jimmy Harrell back to his own 45. He gets a little help back there, and then he is punished as he comes back to the Florida 48. 48-yard punt out of the end zone, an 8-yard return at 1:35 to go in the third quarter. Now it is up to the Florida defense to see whether or not they can contain Georgia as the Bulldogs begin to look like They have all of their gears together.
They're a complete football team. They can run, they can throw when they have to, it appears today, and their defense is outstanding.
Lindsay Scott in motion. Ball is given off to Ronnie Stewart, the fullback, and he slashes over the right side for 3 yards.
The most effective pattern that Belue has been throwing is the delayed to Stewart over the middle, coming out of the backfield, or Walker coming out of the backfield. The reason that's so, the linebackers of Florida keep it dropping so deep, they cannot come up and make the tackle.
You see UCLA has jumped out now to an 11-point lead over the Washington Huskies at halftime. 2nd down and 7. Belue rolls it left. He was looking for Brown, couldn't find him. He gets into the secondary, and he gets a Georgia first down. Good running by Buck Belue down to the Florida 32-13.
Not only good running, but a great decision. You can watch, he's going to roll to the left, and Brown is going to be covered. And he's looking for Brown, and once he sees there's a chance for an interception, he shows his poise, his confidence, his wherewithal, and then he makes a nice run for the first down. Georgia's threatening again.
14-14 tie as we wind down to the end of the 3rd quarter. Give it to Walker. Herschel over the right side. See him go down low and then leverage up as he runs into Fernando Jackson. He gets a pretty good chunk of yardage on the play.
The Georgia offensive line really got some movement on that play. All across, Happy, Harper, and Brown made good blocks.
Walker gained 6, 2nd down and 4. Ball just inside the 27 of Florida. Walker runs into Wilbur Marshall at the 25, falls ahead to the 24. So the 3rd quarter is over. A 14-14 tie. We'll continue after this commercial message and a word from our local station. We go to the 4th quarter. Georgia's ball. 3rd down, 2 at the Florida 24. Goodyear Blimp Enterprise out of Pompano Beach giving you the picture with Captain Werner Hamp. Cameraman's Billy Sullivan and Lee Burton. 3rd and 2, double tight end. Belue on a roll. Penalty flag down. Thrown by the linesman. Belue turns the corner, dives for the marker. He's close. Let's see about the penalty. Okay, on the first play, it looks like it's going to be a first down for the Georgia Bulldogs deep in Florida territory. Let's set you up very briefly now. It's what situation is, for example, for Georgia. Bulldogs won the national championship last year by beating Notre Dame in the Sugar Bowl. They have lost 1 time. They lost outside the conference to Clemson at Clemson in a game marked by turnovers and some great defensive play by the Clemson Tigers, who are still undefeated. The call by Joe Hicks coming up.
Defensive team offside.
The Alabama Crimson Tide with 1 remaining conference game. Georgia has a conference game remaining with Auburn as well, so the Auburn Tigers have a chance to be a spoiler here in this Alabama-Georgia situation. But the Bulldogs conceivably could get back into the Sugar Bowl. They conceivably could play a top-ranked team. They conceivably could repeat as the national champions. But they've got to handle Florida first. They give the ball to Herschel Walker on the first down from the 19. He is rolled back after he picks up a couple, maybe 3. The numbers after 3 periods of play.
Look at the stats on Georgia with 141 yards rushing, and they picked up with 152 passing. Florida, as we said at the top of the show, if they don't establish some run, they have very little chance really to stay in the ball game for 60 minutes. Conspicuous, Georgia's passing is picked up. Florida made 16 yards in the 3rd quarter total offense.
14-14 tie at 2nd down and 7 for the Bulldogs. As Buck Belue rolls it out, he looks downfield, he drills the ball. It is caught by Buckler, and Buckler's inside the 5. 1st and goal to go for Georgia.
Keith, that was a tremendous throw by Buck Belue. He's rolling to his right. It's not easy to throw the ball on the hook. He turns his shoulders, watch him, and gets the ball right down low where the receiver Buckler's going to catch it, cannot be intercepted, and he fights for a little extra yardage.
It's 1st and goal to go for the Georgia Bulldogs on the Florida Gators 4-yard line. 13:50 to play in the 4th quarter. The ball game. Belue pitches to Walker. Walker had to wait for it. Now gets turning around the corner. He's got a touchdown. So Herschel Walker, who seemed a bit tentative in his running in the early going of the ball game, has scored all 3 of Georgia's touchdowns, and the Bulldogs take the lead for the first time in the game. Kevin Butler is in for the extra point try out of Jim Broadway's hold. It is no good. He hooked it. He hooked it out of the uprights. Those kind of little mistakes can sometimes haunt you. Meantime, Herschel accepting the congratulations of his teammates on the sideline.
He's exactly right. Missing that extra point could be critical. Watch the touchdown. You're going to see that Belue juggles the ball. The pulling guard nearly knocked it out of his hands, but then when we see Walker with speed, this is no substitute for the speed that Herschel Walker has. He just outruns and dives for the touchdown, barely getting across. On the replay, watch Belue fumble the ball from some of the exchange. The ball bounces right up. He catches it, very poised. He turns and still pitches it out to Walker, and Walker uses the speed that he has, something like 9.3 in the 100, beats the Florida Gators to the corner of the flag, lowers his shoulder, and goes in for the touchdown.
And footnoting further, Kevin Butler has now broken the Georgia SEC record for consecutive extra points by a team at 130. Rex Robinson had 101. Butler had added 29 without a miss. Now he is missed, and the string is broken. Butler comes ahead to kick it, and he nails it way back. Almost kicked it through the uprights. I tell you, Belue's handling of the offense has been most impressive.
Sensational. Just sensational, because he was doing it when the Georgia was behind.
All right, here are the Gators, who were totally inept in the third quarter. Wayne Peace spins around, turns up, and nails his man in the secondary. And the play with big Chris Faulkner coming off injury at 6'5", 248, a junior from Indiana.
This is one thing that Peace does real well. He fakes the trap up the middle, then raises up, lays the ball over the linebackers to Faulkner, number 80, who's one real fine athlete. As Keith mentioned, he's been hurt most of the season, and that has handicapped Florida a great deal.
27-yard pickup. The ball is now out at the 47 of Florida. First down for the Gators. And Peace on a deep drop and a roll this time. He throws. The pass is caught down around the 41 of Georgia. And again, he drilled it. Spencer Jackson, who had not seen the ball all day, suddenly curls back into one, and he got it right on the numbers.
There's Buck Belue's figure. Has been just sensational, showing great poise, taking Georgia from 14-0 deficit to a quick touchdown after the half, and then 2 in the third quarter.
Mark it the 42 of Georgia. First down for the Gators. Florida passing game now beginning to consume some real estate.
Here comes the blitz.
Doesn't give him a chance. He just nails Lang on the sidelines very quickly for an 8-yard pickup inside the 35 to the 34. So the Gators now trying to fight back with 12:40 to play in the ball game. They'll be looking at second down and 2. Let's see if they go deep.
It's a good time to go deep. You got somebody open. Don't take the loss. That's all he wants to avoid.
They go on the ground to Miller. And Miller goes for the first down at about the Georgia 31. Nate Taylor, linebacker, brought him down. Will Forge went out earlier in the ball game, and I don't know that he's been back.
One thing we want to remind the people is Butler's missed extra point looms bigger and bigger right now, Keith.
Well, it was 21-20 a year ago when you had the miracle play of Belue to Scott.
And it was a miracle play. I was here.
Might have checked it off. Sack. Drop behind the line of scrimmage. Guess who? Jimmy Payne, number 87. 6th time Georgia has been able to drop the Florida quarterback.
Jimmy Payne, number 87, is the left of your screen. Peace is going to try to raise up. The guard, Frazier, was trying to cut him with a chop block, as we call, but he couldn't do it. Payne comes right in and tackles him for a 5-yard loss. team number 87, having a sensational game.
Loss is back to outside the 35. Second down at about 15. 14. Deeper drop. Whips one to Lang. It is incomplete. The pass knocked away by Bobo. Tim Bobo made that play.
Bobo was covering Lang man for man. Made a great play to prevent the completion.
Vince is showing a little strain now.
Well, he should be, boy. This is a big ball game. Everything is on the line for this year. Everything he dreamed of, he hoped for. The conference championship, Sugar Bowl bid, possibly in a national championship.
Third down, 14. Peace goes over the middle with it. He's got Lang. He's got a first down. Down at the Georgia 15. Mark it maybe inside the 15 to the 14.
That was a lot of poise. Peace is going to just dump the ball over the linebackers again. Watch Lang, number 2. You can see 47, Taylor jumping up, but he couldn't touch it. And Lang cradles it in and makes the first down on the 15-yard line. Here's Lang coming underneath. Bobo could not stay with him. Taylor jumps, the ball over his head, and Lang makes the first down.
Just inside the 15, they give the ball to Miller, and Miller goes to the 10. I tell you, that little guy whacks in there, doesn't he? He's only 5'9", 165, but he'll put it on you.
If you've joined us late, he's a walk-on, scored the touchdown, just came on the campus this fall. Number 20, 5'9", 165, as we look at the numbers of Wayne Peace, the sophomore quarterback for Florida.
Second down and 5. The ball is at the Georgia 10. Georgia leading 20 to 14. 10:30 to play in the ball game. He stands up, lobs it toward the corner. Touchdown! Spencer Jackson. Great catch by Jackson, a poised play by Peace. The score is tied at 20. The tiebreaker is up, and it is good, and Florida is back on top, 21 to 20, with 10 minutes and 25 seconds to play in a whale of a football game in a Gator Bowl. Well, the old burner just got hot again, didn't it?
Oh, my goodness
just when
alive.
it looked like Georgia might take control of it. Bang, bang, bang. Back comes Peace, 80 yards. He hits 5 out of 6 passes for 77 yards and a terrific catch by Jackson. And here's the kickoff. Lindsay Scott drops it, picks it up. Now he's looking for some help. Gets a little bit of help. And finally, he is put down at the 18. And let's go back to the touchdown.
This could be the biggest pass that Wayne Peace has ever thrown in his life. It's perfect, what we call a fade pattern. The receiver just fades to the outside. Let's see if it's a legal pass. Yes, Jackson comes down with it with his left foot in bounds. Here's Jackson again. He's going to fake. Williams, number 9, is playing him man for man. It's a fade pattern. The quarterback just lays it over his shoulder towards the boundary. A beautiful play, just beautiful.
The kick was good, and it's a 21 to 20 ball game, and Georgia has just been nailed with a clip. On the kickoff return, the football is put down at the Georgia 5 as Jackson celebrates on the sidelines. Brian Clark's extra point now, the big difference. As Buck Belue turns and gives to Herschel Walker, and Walker comes out to the 9 before he is brought down. And then David Galloway, number 85, made the play. There are the numbers on the touchdown drive for Florida that regains the lead for them at 21 to 20. There's still a lot of time to play.
That was a tremendous come from behind drive with Peace passing for most of the yardage.
Second down and 6 for the Bulldogs at the 9. Belue gives it to Walker. Walker gets around the corner. Powers up for what appears to be a first down. banging it up to the 17. So the Bulldogs have some room to operate. Career for some folks. He did it in one day. Here's Walker dancing around, looking for some daylight. And Herschel finds a little bit. Gets it out to the 19. Got 2 yards. Fernando Jackson once again there.
I was waiting for you to call his name. He's just eyeballing Herschel Walker and trying to stay with him wherever he goes.
Walker now 140 yards on 36 carries. And he has scored all 3 of Georgia's touchdowns. 1 running and 2 as a pass receiver. Second down and 8. Buck Belue gets in a little bit of trouble, but shakes it off. Look at him turn around the corner. Oh, what a hit. Galloway at 274 pounds and Tom Wiegman were over there, and they turned Buck around.
You're going to see it's a bootleg type pass where he's going to fake one way and go back and try to find the fullback in the flat, but the fullback is covered. Belue starts trying to. You're going to see number 68 Warren Gray, the left tackle, make the block that frees him a little bit more, and then 49. There's Fernando Jackson along with Galloway.
And it's 3rd down and 8. Give it to Walker. Walker goes against the grain, gets to the left side, dives, searching for the marker. He's close to it. He's close to it. Just depends on what they give him. He's got a 1st down. Boy, he's strong.
He is so strong that it's just really tough for a defensive back to make the play. Defensive back weighs 190 pounds or 185, and Walker at 220 gets down low, gives him that shoulder pad. Not much room to tackle him high. Got to go at him low. Oh, that Buck Belue is doing a tremendous job. There's Herschel Walker for the day.
Not too bad, huh? Belue trying to get out. Oh, look at that. He gets away and he hits Lindsay Scott up on the 30. He was almost caught back there in the secondary, but he got away from Alonzo Johnson. On 2nd down and 7, Belue turns it up the middle. Has some room, and he is just short of his 1st down as he gets it up across the 36 to the 37.
As a football coach, you cannot say too much about Buck Belue. The receivers were covered. He had no chance to throw the ball, but he has the ability to turn up and come close to the 1st down marker.
I think Georgia looking to buy a little moment to catch their breath and probably plot a little bit, have asked for a measurement. They are entitled to do so. In come the change. It is close enough to be a reasonable request.
And
got a 1st down.
Yes, and Georgia, the time left on the clock, 6 minutes. How about that? Chewing the Gator up. Well, they've got to do something in 6 minutes and 34 seconds, or they're going to lose this football game.
Well, Doug is certainly into the spirit of things. Well, it's 1st down for the Bulldogs. The ball is just outside the 37. Gators now trying to lock the door on them. They lead by 21 to 20, and Belue sets it up to throw. He throws. It is knocked down. The man he was trying to deliver the ball to was Lindsay Scott, and Alonzo Johnson slapped it away, but Scott was in a bunch of white shirts back there. I don't know if he had a chance.
I was going to say the same thing. He might be lucky that the ball was knocked down, because it very easily could have been intercepted. Three defensive men surrounding Scott.
Belue is now 12 out of 21, 170 yards and 2 touchdowns. He has not been intercepted. 6 minutes and 14 seconds, as you see, remaining to play in the game. Florida leading 21 to 20. On 2nd down and 10, they give it to Walker. Walker gets a good block to get around the corner. Ronnie Stewart threw the block that opened the door for him, and Herschel uses the door to cross midfield to the Florida 49, and another Georgia 1st down. 161 yards for Herschel.
We can look for the Florida defense now to go into some type of stunt as we watch the replay. Walker.
Watch Stewart here.
Stewart, number 33, makes the key block on number 43 on the cornerback. And then Walker keeps his poise and stays in bounds and makes the 1st down.
Walker. Bang. Jackson. And Newton. Tim Newton as well.
Two-man offense primarily for Georgia. Depends so much on Walker's running and Belue's passing. Pretty good combination, as Keith said, something like Southern Cal, depending on their quarterback in Marcus Allen.
2nd down and 10. Ball is on the Florida 49.
It rests on his shoulders, Keith, whether Georgia's going to pull it out.
Gets chased out of the pocket. He's got some room on the sidelines and quickly steps out of bounds to avoid the punishment down around the 47. Alton Jones, 67, and Robin Fisher, 66. We're after him in USC now in the fourth quarter. 14-3 over California. California had been in the run and shoot offense through much of the season. It just simply had not been productive. So they dropped it and went back to their split back offense, and they've become tough all of a sudden, and that is a corrected score. Washington has not scored as yet against UCLA.
You can look for Belue going for the back, out of the backfield again. That's where he's been most successful.
On 3rd and 8. Over the middle it goes. The pass is caught by Lindsay Scott down at the Florida 30.
Well, that was a perfect read. Walker had released out of the backfield. The linebacker jumped on him, and when he did, that opened up Scott deep in the middle. The linebackers up covering Walker out of the backfield. Good throw and good catch, and very timely. 3rd and 10.
Scott has caught 4 for 46 yards in the ball game.
Now Florida's linebackers do not know whether to drop deep or stay up and cover the line halfbacks.
First down, Florida 30. Walker, big hole. About 9. Down to around the 21.
The draw play for Georgia has been the best running play, where they fake a little bit of a pass, and 33 Stewart just opens up the hole, and you're going to see Walker just one man. Curry, number 26, he tackles him high and gets him down. Scott was blocking on Curry, and if he had made a successful block, Walker would have scored.
Walker with 170 yards on 40 carries. He's gained 103 yards in this half. 2nd and 1. Again, he goes into the middle. He's almost loose. They get him at the 3. He just about broke that one. Lilly got him at the 3. You see him go limp-legged through that line. Somebody had him, and he just shook him off.
Somebody hit him in the line, as you said, Keith, but that was the really Herschel Walker that we've been seeing in the past. He exploded, accelerated through the hole. He was not going to be denied. Let's see it again. Over the right part of your screen, 33. Walker, Stewart knocking the linebacker down. Watch him. Pick up that leg, twist, spin, keep going for the goal line. Finally, Lilly, number 18, brings him down short of the touchdown. Now,
and it's 1st and goal to go as Bruce Vaughn of Florida has to leave the field. Number 47 is ankle or knee, some injury, and he has to leave the ball game. The clock stopping at 3 minutes and 56 seconds to play in the game. 21-20 Florida. 1st down and goal to go. Georgia at the Florida 3.
Protect the football.
Walker to the 1.
Keith, the Georgia coaches told me that Walker had really gotten proficient going over the top and scoring. You can look for that, I believe, the rest of this series possession.
He's had a 190-yard day so far on 42 carries.
And against a very sound, solid defensive line of Florida.
Walker didn't get there.
He will on the next one, I believe, if he leaps that high. Boy, he went up in there.
Glenn Myers, it looked like, was involved in there, but Lilly, the free safety, met him at the top of the stack in mid-flight.
We just saw Charlie Pell, and you know what he's going through. The finish last year is enough to put a man out of coaching. Look at the height. Look at Walker's spring in his legs. He goes over, but Florida linebackers stop him from breaking the imaginary plane above the goal line. Look how close it is. 3rd down.
Walker, touchdown.
Watch Walker. He's running over behind Wayne Ratlaw, the left guard. Warren Gray, the left tackle. You can see Florida trying to go over the top to stop Walker's leap, but watch Walker. That's unbelievable. What an athlete. I don't think I've ever seen anybody, even Sam Cunningham, Keith, go that high.
Well, the thing that's impressive to me now is they have gone 95 yards on 17 plays in nearly 8 minutes to regain the lead. Well, here we are, 26-21. You remember that was the score of last year's ball game. And Georgia is going to go for 2. I wouldn't be surprised if Walker doesn't get the ball here. He's the lone remaining back. They've got 3 wide receivers to the right side. Now they send Stewart in motion. They give it to Herschel. He does not get there. He was brought down by Fernando Jackson, just short of the goal line. So Herschel Walker, for the moment, is tied with 2 people, Johnny Cook and Rabbit Smith, for the most points scored in a game at 26-21. And another look at his 4th touchdown.
Look at the height that Herschel Walker can plant his foot off of his right foot. Look at him go up all the way over, gets his body's turned down where when he falls, he's over the goal line.
He has also set a Southeastern Conference and a school record for the number of carries in a ball game with 44. Look at that, 95 yards.
I don't think I've seen a more impressive drive under all the tension and pressure
I have.
Been with the
I
Georgia
remember
game.
one about 5-6 years ago when Andy Johnson took Georgia on Thanksgiving night, 99 yards.
Against my alma mater.
That's right.
But I don't know whether they had that much at stake as Georgia has right now.
You're right, they didn't. Here's the kick by Butler. High hanger Curry drifting over at the 1. And tumble down at the 21-22 by Melvin Simmons. From the 22, it's put up time for the Gators as Wayne Peace has had a pretty fair day himself. The ball is caught, the ball is knocked loose, it is fumbled, it is recovered by Georgia. Spencer Jackson made the reception. Steve Kelly knocked the ball loose, and it looks like it was Eddie Weaver that covered it. And so all of a sudden, the Gators have bad luck bite them.
Let's watch it again. Jackson's going to just turn in. Harris, number 27, is giving a little shove, covering him. But he's going to be open inside. He catches the ball. Let's see if he holds it for 2 steps. Yes, he had. Oh, my goodness. Did you see how he had the ball?
Yep.
Out in his hand.
Never saw Kelly coming, did he?
Never did, but he shouldn't have it out in his hand. You tuck it away.
What was Harris doing? Harris is going to stand there spectating him.
Oh, my goodness, what a mistake for Jackson.
Where's Charlie D?
And is Georgia happy?
Get that water over there.
Oh, my goodness alive. There's Steve Kelly, the safety man.
Walker with the ball. Every time he carries it now, it's a new conference. A school record, the ball comes loose. And he covers it. So Herschel Walker has the ball stripped out of his arms. Back on the 30.
That's Wayne Peace. My hats are off to him, too. He's had a great ball game against a fine Georgia defense.
Those shirts are all over town. Walker by land, Belue by air, Butler Stowe, we're almost there. Georgia trying to win over Florida, and it's just about what we all expected it to be. A dog and a Gator fight. And it's been a fight. Walker's not trying to gain yardage now as much as he is protect the football, get the clock rolling, make Florida spend its timeouts so that if they do get the ball back, they won't have any timeouts with which to work. And they are whittling away at them right now as the Florida Gators call another timeout with 1:49 to play. There's your score in the 4th quarter with 1:49 to play in the ball game. Florida has no timeouts remaining, none remaining. The ball is sitting on the Florida 30. They had the ball. They had a pass completed. Jackson had the ball knocked loose from him. Georgia recovered it. And now Florida is in trouble trying to get the ball away from Georgia. It is 3rd down, however, and 13 for the Bulldogs at the Florida 30.
Keith, an interesting point. Will Georgia go for a field goal if they don't make a first down?
I would think so. Herschel Walker trying to get to the outside. He keeps shaking tacklers, and now he is down to the Florida 25 Well short of the first down, obviously, but it brings up 4th down and may very well bring Kevin Butler into the ball game.
Keith, I don't think it's that easy a decision, because the one way Florida could win, and I've seen it happen twice in my career, blocking a field goal, picking it up and scoring with it.
He's coming.
He's coming.
He's coming. Broadway's coming. It is now. Here comes Butler. He's the holder, so here comes Butler. Butler on the year, 15 out of 21. He missed an extra point a little while ago. Here's the field goal try now from 43 yards by the freshman Kevin Butler. He's 5 out of 5 at this distance. The kick is in the air. It is no good. It slid off to the right side. He missed it. And it's 26-21, and Florida gets the ball with 59 seconds to play in the game.
And Florida is primarily a passing team. They went down the field. They have no timeouts, but they did go down and score in the 4th quarter on a big drive in less than 2 minutes.
Well, they had it moving a while ago until Jackson turned it loose on the hit by Kelly. They start from the 27. Peace. Going to get some heat. Outside he goes. The pass is away. The pass good to Spencer Jackson. Stumbles. Running for the sidelines. Can't get there. Up to the 40. It's a first down. The clock stops as they move the chains. That's one of the differences in college football versus professional football. As they move the chains, the clock stops. Florida without any timeouts remaining. They have none remaining. They've used their 3. Now the clock goes as soon as the chain is put down. And Peace steps back on first down from the 40. Throws it over the middle. The pass is caught. No, it is not caught.
It was trapped. Keith, the ball hit right in front of the receiver.
Chris Faulkner was sliding down and couldn't handle it. But that stops the clock now with 39 seconds.
Don't leave. It's possible.
Faulkner leaves the game. The Swift people are coming back. Tyrone Young, number 10, is in. Where's Lang? Is Broughton Lang out there?
Oh, I believe, yes.
Yes, he is. He goes to the top of the picture, number 2. He's the flyer.
And Lang is 6'6" if they throw it up for grabs. Young is 6'6".
Peace, back to throw. Has some time. He throws. The pass is caught. It's a short pattern at midfield to Young. The clock is running. 30 seconds to play. 26-21, Georgia. Florida trying to get in position. They've got Lang and Young. The Gators moving around. Now they've got to set and go. 20 seconds to play in the ball game. Peace now. Georgia way back, dropping deep. Pass is caught. And Faulkner is dropped for what appears to be a first down. That should stop the clock at 13 seconds.
They've got to go deep, Keith. They've got no choice. They've got to go deep.
Georgia's got 4 people playing deep.
And a free safety behind the free safety.
To the sidelines. Pass is incomplete. You have 6 seconds to play. 1 play if it goes long. Maybe 2 if they choose to go short.
Georgia will play a 3-deep secondary, and then they'll take another man and line up 20 yards behind the free safety. You can see Kelly going back, all the way back in behind the free safety. Take Tyrone Young, 6'6", run him down the boundary and throw it up for scramble.
That's just about all you can do at this point.
He's going all the way over, number 10.
You'd think Georgia would surround him with red. Peace rolls out, throws short to Lang. Lang's got no chance. He's dropped. The ball game is over. The ball game is over, and the score is identical to last year. Georgia 26, Florida 21. But they took you to the very last second before it was finally resolved, and I am sure Vince Dooley and the Georgia Bulldogs, who are now 8-1, are collectively taking a deep sigh of relief. Great day for Buck Belue, a great day for Wayne Peace, a great day for Herschel Walker. 47 carries, 192 yards, and Buck Belue enjoying
a very pretty girl.
Yes, sir. Walker also caught 4 passes for 55 yards. He scored 4 touchdowns in the ball game. Peace, on the other hand, well, there is your final score. Another rouser between the Gators and the Bulldogs from Jacksonville, Florida, 26-21.